of NHL Takes Frolic. And today we got a few things to get into. First of all, Jaime's Body Lube, it's the best there. I said it. Jaime's right there. And you see our barbecue editions there for this month. Spicy chipotle, smoked maple, and citrus herb. There's several other ones as well. Texas bold, because there's no chafing in the land, and nothing says no chafing like barbecue lube, does it? I say so too. We're going to be talking about Rico.Hischier, apparently asking for 12 mil-ish. 11 to 13 is what they say. And that may seem rich. We'll look into New Jersey and what they might do in that situation, taking into account that their new general manager is an analytics guy. So he should like... Oh, let me get my phone here. He should like Hischier. He should. Hischier actually is... He won his Selkie when he probably didn't deserve it. I think he did. Pretty sure Hischier won one. And actually, he didn't really become an actually great or very good defensive player till like the last 2 years. But for a analytics guy like Maida, building teams in the Florida model, Hischier should be a guy that he'll have greater value than his offense has shown, because he is a very solid 3-zone defense player. And I think coming from Florida, he's going to value that quite a bit. I mean, he helped build that team, and there wasn't only Verhaeghe was the only player in the top 9 that wasn't very good that way. So he values it. And if you see Carolina, the way they're built and they play, Vegas, they got a whole bunch of shutdown guys there. Marner, Stone, Eichel, Carlson. These teams win cups, man. When you build this way, they win cups or they make finals. And it's going to be hard for him to release Hischier. I think he'll work out a deal. However, we're going to look at the possibility that he can't work out a deal. Hischier has a 10-team no trade list. So the teams we'll be looking at could be on his no trade list. I don't know. But the one in particular came to mind right away. I know there's specific team fans out there that are going to be jumping up and down for this one as well. I don't know if they're going to want to pay that kind of money, but so we're going to look at that. Hey, Real Deal, how you doing, my friend? 10 to 13 million. That's let's put that up here. 11 to 13 million. Yeah, we'll talk about Tuck too. Sure, let's do that. We'll talk about Tuck. Hopefully I have some partners coming on here. I'm just going to reach out to Rico on a Saturday night. I don't know. I'm on if you want to join. So I was supposed to have, and he hasn't got back to me. I sent it out to Larry. I sent it out to Jordan. But if I got to do it myself, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. It doesn't hurt me. No, I'm still feeling okay on my insides. We'll talk about Tuck, though. Why not? You brought it up. But first of all, I wanted to mention something, and I'll bring up my Twitter for this. I did a short on McTavish. I also sent out a post that got a lot of views. A lot of people. I was really surprised. McKinnis, Anaheim's getting some love because I got a lot of people Of course, Montreal fans are interested in McTavish, and Philadelphia fans. But I got a really interesting tweet from one of the people that follow me, and I follow them. Whoops, I grabbed the wrong thing. Talking about replace. Talking about something very interesting about Anaheim that I kind of forgot and wanted to mention because it kind of gave me pause for what I was saying about McTavish. It's SSBCT, goalie 30 mom. And she responded and said, that the Anaheim Ducks, what did she say? I said, that's the thing. Anaheim's horrible development on NHL level has hurt so many. It's possible over time he improves, but it's not happening overnight. So it's just a chance you take at $7 million. So I asked, not challenging here, just wondering who hasn't developed well for the Ducks. And I don't know why I never thought about this. And I believe it's she. She came back and said Drysdale for one. Obviously, goalie 30 mom. I assume it's a lady. Drysdale for one. It was when he got to Philly that he was very behind in his development. Zegras for two. It wasn't until Cronin came that they even started focusing on defense with him. I am not just a fan of theirs. I'm a fan of the Ducks. I'm a Ducks fan too. Okay, so she's not just a fan of the players. She was a Ducks fan too. And you know what? She brings up a really good point. She brought up a really good point. There does have to be a little bit of pause in the fact that I'm going to hide my Heimies here for a second. You guys couldn't see that. Remove. There we go. And I'll post this up here so you can read it. There. That was it. Drysdale was buried there, but should he have been buried there? That might have been hurting his development, was the fact that they had players ahead of him. They just liked players more than him. Zegras, when he was there, I heard there was some maturity issues that, they didn't see him as a center. He didn't like that too much. This is just what I heard. But the fact of the matter is he didn't develop a defensive game at all when he was there. And I remember before they made the deal, I was kind of saying the same thing I said about McTavish. Is he a guy that's going to be able to develop defensively? And guess what, my friends? I'm going to replace this. I'm going to replace this with our trusty, J-Fresh model. J-Fresh, it's the best there, I said it. Sure. And I'm going to look at cards, player cards, and Zegras. Now he shows, this is a 3-year model, but look at the big bump he had. Almost up this red line here shows this last year, and he bumped up to about 50% above replacement. Before that, he was pretty stinky. He was actually 0 the year before, but I think he was with Philadelphia there as well. But he has developed, is what I'm trying to say. Obviously, he's also played as a first liner in Philadelphia, and if his offense has never been a problem. He's always been a play driver. Finishing and goals are a little still, he's not like an elite offensive player, but a great playmaker. And he's playing against pretty high competition at 78% now. I mean, he's really dialed in. So is this just a coincidence? Is this just a coincidence? Is it that Zegras was maybe needing some maturity time and they struggled with that? He kind of got frustrated and asked to be moved out, and then got to Philadelphia. Rick Tocchet got a hold of him, and his maturity level hit at about the same time. Or has Anaheim kind of struggled with some of these players? It seems like Seneca, goalie 30, did mention something else here. I just saw. She just sent a notification because I reposted it on Twitter to say that I was going to talk about it on the show. Seneca was under Quenneville, someone pointed out. Okay, maybe improvement is coming. I think Seneca's playing very well. Lacombe was a happy accident, she thinks. Zellweger, too, just a step behind. I forgot to mention that was Zellweger. Now, Zellweger has a lot of on eye test. I mean, he has a lot of skill. Has to improve defensively, but it just seems like they've kind of pick and choose guys that aren't what they're looking for whatever reason. Mac T likely needs a change of scenery, just a new team. Can't expect speedy defensive 1C. You get a helpful work in progress. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, if he goes to another team and all of a sudden he starts skating better and, I'm not sure he has the greatest defensive IQ. And I had somebody question me on Twitter today. I think they were asking me what defensive IQ means. There's this narrative out there that anybody can learn to play defensively. Like it's just the easiest thing in the world. It's not. Playing defensively, first of all, some people just have a mind for it right off the bat, right off the top, and a motivation towards it. Take pride in it. All of those things you can see are right from when kids are young. I was a very motivated defensive player. When I played right. I loved playing right wing the most, but almost always I got put on D because I was one of the fastest skaters on the team, and I understood the defensive game mostly because my dad was one of the best coaches I ever knew. He was teaching like man-on-mans and zones to like 14, 15-year-old kids. We used to have less talent than a lot of other teams we would play with. We used to play again in tournaments with teams older than us, and we used to win quite regularly, if not kick their ass, because, yeah, they were faster and bigger, but we played a system as a team, and they didn't know what to do with it. But not everybody is able to. You can get better. Like a player can get a little better at it. You can move your. I used to have a teacher that said you may never be a 10, but you can move your 3 to a 5 or your 2 to a 4, whatever. But not everybody has a mind for it. Defensive systems are not knowing when to play aggressively in the offensive zone, knowing how to be able to generate offense without losing defensive position, all of that, that is not an easy thing to learn. And if you're not a natural at it, it really takes time, just like it takes time to learn how to score. Same thing. Some people are just naturally gifted offensive players, and some players just will not get there. Even though sometimes they look like they have the skill to do it, it's a weird thing the way it is. But not everybody can learn how to play defense. So if he improves his speed and this being McTavish, and also starts to show that he had more defensive awareness capabilities than was shown in Anaheim, that would kind of be three very important players that haven't improved in Anaheim. But I'm going to take a look at some of the other things that we see. With Anaheim, I'm going to put this over to Puckpedia. Didn't mean to take that. Here, we'll go back to here. I got New Jersey up here right well. We are going to talk about New Jersey and Hischier right away here, or as well here. But I'm going to get into Anaheim a little bit because I want to go deeper into that McTavish thing, because that had me thinking. I posted something that said, buyer beware when it comes to McTavish. And our friend there, she posted that. It was very interesting to me. Leo Carlson, they don't have to work his offense, but Leo Carlson was always a guy who was thought of to be like a Barkov type guy. And I'm not going to show his analytics. You can trust me on this. 3 years ago, he showed very good defensive responsibility, and that was under Cronin. Now, Cronin played a very simple defensive system, but he stressed it a lot. He stressed structure, kind of slow out of the zone, make sure your passes, everybody support each other. And a lot of the players didn't like it, especially the defensemen there. They thought that they were being limited to their skill levels because of what he was doing. Probably felt like they were kind of treated like children. But Leo Carlson did very well under him as far as his defensive analytics. Now, I would have to look back. I don't think he was playing top comp like he is now either. So that changes things, like when he's being used against lower lines. One thing that's talked about is starting in the D zone, and that certainly has a play, but it doesn't necessarily mean that even if you're started in the O zone, even if you start in the O zone, you can still be a very good defense player, put up good defensive analytics, and it's not much of a shit on you, because defense is played in all three zones. Like, in a sense, it's a mind towards defense in all three zones. Being in place in the neutral zone, knowing what plays you should make in the offensive zone to be able to put you in that situation. Playing on the right side of the puck, like all kinds of stuff like that. But the last 2 years, although he has put up really good offense, he hasn't been. It's been really bad, actually. Now, I don't know if that's just because of the coaching. They want to get him. Sometimes coaches can say, you know what, Leo, we want you to feel comfortable in your offense, and then we'll go back to really stressing the whole part of the game. Also, it can be, I think, like it could have been the adjustment to Quenneville, who I do believe if I remember correctly, he plays like a form of a man on man. Cronin played a zone box system in the defensive zone, and he might have been just adjusting to Quinville's man on man, and that can be a big adjustment, huge for young players, no doubt about it. So uh, maybe it's just that, but it is something to keep an eye on. Beckett Seneca, I mean, he's really young. He's actually seems to be adapting to a full sheet pretty well, and he seems to be progressing well at 20 years old at 60 points. So those are two players that you can kind of highlight. Cutter Gauthier, of course, came over from Philadelphia. A lot of his development was there, but it wasn't in the NHL. I don't think Cutter's ever going to be like a slam dunk defensive player, but 40-goal scorer at 22 years old, as long as you're around 25% above replacement, that's fine. You're going to get a leeway from the coach, fly the zone every once in a while, really take your chances offensively, because you're going to be way net positive for your offense. So it's not too bad that way. And he's not even all that bad considering. So those are three players that have seemed to have developed well. Jackson Lacombe, I mean, I don't know what this kid, like, I don't know if it matters. He's just such a bright player. I don't think it matters what system or coach or anything. He's just one of those guys that are going to crush no matter what. I hope he gets at least one Norris in his future. Drew Hellison, I mean, he's developing just like I thought. He's a 3D physical, not great at everything, but, kind of guy that probably have more value in the playoffs than not. Pavel Mentyukov now, if I remember correctly, I forgot to move over to Puckpedia, didn't I? No, I didn't. Okay. If I remember correctly, Pavel Mentyukov has kind of struggled a little bit. But, I mean, they've had plenty of time for him, though. They've had a lot of time for him. Yeah, I mean, his defensive game really hasn't flourished. He's only 21 years old, but he's a great play driver, very good play driver. Has a great shot. I mean, defenseman at 21, for him to be in this situation, he's going to be a good player. I think he's still developing. They can see his skill and his ability moving forward. And of course, we have there's that Olin Zellweger. Had a bump in offense, hasn't been trusted by either coach to play against like really top competition, but pretty good third pair guy. He's one of those guys. He's got a lot of edge work, and he's very fun to watch. He's got great moves, great skater. Not really like he managed to get goals, but a lot of his goals are like going in deep. He's just smart. He doesn't have a big banger of a shot or anything, but he can find his spots and, pick corners not too bad, although his finishing rate is pretty low. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with this guy because like next year right now, if they don't bring Trouba back, who was a right D, who are they missing? Oh, yeah. Who are they missing on the right D? It's Zellweger is a restricted. Gudas is a right D. Trouba is a right D. So they got to sign Mintyukov and they got to sign Zellweger. Who are they missing on that LD? They got a lot of right defensemen. Why wasn't he playing? Who was playing instead of him last year? Were they playing? They must have been playing a right D on the left D. Funny, I don't remember that. I think it was Drew Hellison. Oh, and then you have Ian Moore, who has been progressing pretty well. So they got a lot of D-men there. I'm not. Tyson Hins, they played instead of him too. So I don't know what's going on with Olin Zellweger. The only thing I can think of with Olin Zellweger is that it seems like they've chosen Mintyukov. He is a restricted right now, and he might be him. He might have himself said, it's better that you move me. I want to be a top four, and I don't see it happening here with Jackson LaColeman. Mintyukov, and they might not have played him because they knew that they were going to move him down the road. I mean, anybody looking for D's got to take a look at this guy. I don't know what the return's going to be for him if they are going to move him, but they've kind of diminished their own return by scratching him and stuff like that. But should be interesting. There's a lot of teams looking for LDs. He's not really an offensive guy. I could see Toronto being very interested. I think I've seen a lot of Twitter stuff on him going to Toronto. They've been looking for a puck moving guy. He'd get a really good opportunity there. It'd be a perfect place for him. It's just a question of what they have to give up that's going to interest Anaheim. Maybe one of their goaltenders. I don't think Stolarz really has much value right now, but they might try him out as a backup. He did start in Anaheim, if I remember correctly. They got Wall. They might use that R2, whatever his name is. I should know his name, as the backup next year. So maybe a goaltender plus a pick or something like that. He should get more than that. Zellweger is a good young. He should, but I think they might have diminished their own assets' value by not playing him. I don't know if they'll get all that much, but I could see Toronto probably taking a shot at him for sure. Look at quickly teams might be interested. He's an LD. I mean, Ottawa's looking for a right D. Maybe Detroit, 22-year-old. Yeah, I think there was talk about that for Larkin, but I don't think Larkin's waving for Anaheim. Like I said, Edmonton would be good, but I don't know what they have to offer. I wouldn't want Howard. There's not much in there. Next year's first, maybe. But they would probably be in on them. They need defensemen now, especially if they're going to move Nurse. I don't think they're going to they would want to take Nurse for any reason whatsoever. Watch the Florida Panthers pull it off. He would be on their bottom L. He would be a bottom LD. I wouldn't doubt that at all. I wouldn't doubt at all if the Florida Panthers pulled that off somehow. They need a goaltender more than anything. But Mikula has already said Kulikov is injured all year. How good is he going to be coming back? And he can play right D. So you could they could give Uvis Balinskis is probably not really an NHL defenseman, but would probably be happy being a 7th D in Anaheim. Maybe Samoskevich, although they really aren't begging for forwards right now. And I don't think, you know what? They're not going to give their 2000. I don't think they would give their 2009 first. Maybe one of their seconds. Samoskevich and Uvis Balinskis. Maybe Cole Reinhardt. You know, some interesting prospects there. But I wouldn't doubt that they'd be interested. I mean, that would be sick for Florida. Maybe it's just the Florida fan in me. But I think New York Islanders should be interested in a guy like Zellweger. They should be. They're probably looking more for scoring forwards. I know they're just itching to get Kyrou. I think part of the reason why they went and got, if they have any cap space, what is their cap? They only got $10 million in cap space. And how much do they? They're not signing Lee. That I know for sure. I'm pretty sure he's going to Minnesota. Yeah, they're not signing Lee. Everybody's really signed. Zellweger doesn't cost much. If they sign D'Angelo, it'll only be for a little bit. What do they have to offer for a guy like Zellweger? And do they want... I think the reason why they went out and got... One of the reasons why I think they went out and got Shen in hopes that in getting Shen, they could possibly get Kyrou. Palmieri's coming back next year. I don't know what he's going to be like after being injured for as long as he was. But, I mean, man, they could use Zellweger. Pellich is not getting any younger. All right. Well, they do have Romanov coming back, too. Maybe there isn't really a spot for him. Unless one of those guys are going back. But, I mean, they're already kind of stacked on D there. Nashville could probably take a stab at him. I could definitely see that. Some picks and stuff. They don't really want to do a deep rebuild. So I could see Nashville being in on it. Assuming they're not going to do a deep rebuild. And from all accounts I've heard, the only thing that would have me on Nashville maybe making a choice to really go on a deep rebuild now is Barry Trotz stepped down, kind of retired, and they brought in I always forget his name, from Colorado, and he's younger, and maybe that's the reason why Trotz stepped down, is they finally decided, you know what, one more kick at the cat, and then we'll rebuild. I don't know what they would give up. They gave Hag way too much for 4 years. I like that. I don't mind that Adam Wilsby kid, but maybe he would be a guy that maybe could go. You could package him with. You could package him and some picks for Zellweger. I could see that. Yeah, they don't really have a lot of guys that have his type of skill set besides Josie. And so I could definitely see that. So, all right. I wanted to talk about that. So that being the case, I mean, if a team really thinks the way I just talked about McTavish, and I'm going to write this, timestamp this, and actually timestamp it. I have a pen here. If they really feel that McTavish, that, you know, maybe Anaheim's not developing well, who knows? they might be able to get a run on him. So I'm a little more optimistic about somebody picking up McTavish today than I was the last time we talked, which was yesterday, based on what's her name there, the 30 mom or something like that. That was just a really good take. So I'm going to timestamp this at 35:21. I don't know what's wrong with my throat today. Hischier. First, I'm going to see if anybody answered me in the Twitter chat. It looks like all these guys have lives or something. I have a life too. This is it. Nothing there. And nothing from Rico. Okay, Nico Hischier. I could bring it up to you. Who was reporting that? I don't remember, but I've heard it a couple of places. Peanut, you want to come on and talk to me, bud? I'll send the link out to anybody who wants. This is all a fun time now. Peanut, what's Peanut's favorite team? Oh, we were just talking about the Islanders, Peanut. Hope you heard it. But Hischier, 12 million is what I'm hearing. Somewhere between 11 and 13 million. I'll take a look at. I'll show you a couple things. We'll talk. First, we'll take a look at Hischier, kind of what he is. I believe he was a Selke Award winner once, if I remember correctly. And he actually wasn't. He didn't really deserve a Selke that year. He's never really deserved a Selke. He's good, but he's not like great. 28 points, or what did we get? 66 points last year, 28 goals, playing with a really bad coach, I'm telling you. Those guys play so scared. And that's just the way it is with Keefe. His teams always play not to lose rather than trying to win. But he had great defensive analytics last year. He's got a 10-team no-trade clause. He's had 80-point season 2022-23. How old is he? 8, isn't he? 20. Going to be 28. So that was what, 4 years ago? 1, 2, 3. 4 years ago, having a season. I think that's when he won. I can't remember. He's only played 16 playoff games his whole career? No, 16, 21. Besides that, he's been between 60 and 70 points. But Maida is like I said, is a big analytics guy. Huge, actually. He's freaking a genius. I was just reading an article on Maida, and what Zito would say about him is it wasn't just that he was an analytics guy. He was really good at simplifying how those analytics are going to help you. He was really good at relaying what his findings that people can understand, and be practical for helping players, coaches, all of those sort of things like that. That's what he talked about most. And that makes sense because, I mean, if you just come out with a blah, 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 like I do sometimes, it makes your head spin. And I don't have, I go off of JFresh, who does all the work, him and his people. And I just found that this model, like I tried a bunch of models and this one worked the best. And I find there's a lot of context that has to even go with the JFresh model as I applied it to gambling, to my betting, because I would notice that wait a second, I would notice that there were things that weren't adding up, and like little things I would realize, like, why is that player's defensive analytics dropping down so much? And little things like being on a team, or the team changed to rebuild, or he got traded to a team that sucks, and they're constantly having to play from behind all the time, like trying to catch up. Your defensive analytics are going to go down because you're just pushing for offense. You're not even thinking about it, So little things like that. But I'll bring up Hischier here. He had a really good year this year. Look at this, 75% above replacement. 2 years ago, 50%. That's why I said, like, he didn't really, I don't know where they got this idea before, that he was some Selke level defensive guy. He wasn't. This has probably been his best year this last year. And he's a first liner. There's no doubt about that. He went through the roof last year as far as 3-zone defensive play is concerned. Played against pretty high competition. You cannot. If Maeda, I'm sure Maeda's looking at all this. The only thing that may concern him is that this was his best year, and is he going to be able to maintain that? But first line centers are really hard to find. I'll send. Oh yeah, there's a link. Yeah, let me know if you want to come on, Peanut. First line centers are hard to find, man. At 11.5 or 12 or 11.5 or something, I think it's going to be pretty hard for him to trade him. But we're going to look at it, the possibility that maybe, New Jersey really has had problems with offensive depth. As far as offense is concerned, they've had problems getting offense from their bottom lines. Unfortunately, the Meyer contract hasn't really worked out, and I don't even know why. That guy gets chances, and I don't know. I don't know why it hasn't worked out for Meyer. They got Bratt there, but finding wingers that can pot him at a regular basis has been tough. So the first team I thought of was the LA Kings. And he's got a 10-team no trade. Very few players have LA on their no trade list. If you have a 10-team no trade, the only reason why maybe it might be on there is if he just doesn't want to go to the West. I don't know if it's a floating 10 too. This is the thing we don't know. Some of the 10-team no trade clauses, I think most of them actually, they have to have them in by like right about now, like July 1st, I think. They have to have their 10 teams in, and it stays solid the whole year through. But some of them are built that if you're asked to be traded, if the team asks you to give them the list, then you give them to it at that time, and you can change it. You can not change it, but you can give them whatever that is at that time. So you can look at the teams out there and go, Okay, I don't want to go there. I don't want to like they're I would have liked to have gone there, but they're sucking more than I thought, and it doesn't look like things are going good. So you got they have some leeway that way. But most teams have to put their 10 team list in here. But one guy, the first guy that just screamed to me was Alex Laferriere. He's from New Jersey. He's from New Jersey. He had a 40 point. He's 24, 25. I mean, he had a 40 some point season last year. I mean, he's no replacement for Hischier. That's for sure. I looked him up. I'll, I'll look it up again. I looked him up. He's like above average or about average centerman if you play him as a center, which I imagine they would. Oh, I got somebody coming on. There we go. I'll be right there. Alex Laveria. Yeah, he's 25. He's like just about average. Very average. Very average. But he is from New Jersey, and you could get more for him than that. I worked out a deal actually that might make sense, but I'm going to talk to my buddy Peanut. Haven't talked to him in a long time. How you doing, my brother?
Oh, what's up? Hold on, I gotta figure out how to flip this camera around.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I don't want my feet in it now. I don't have any Homies lube on there.
You don't have any Heimies on there. What the heck? Get some
Let's
over
go.
right away, my friend. Oh,
There
there
we
you go.
go.
I'm sure you got tons. I know you have tons. I'll get this.
I
This
ran out. I used it all. It's so good.
okay. Yeah, it's a long time no
Yeah.
talk, man.
I know, man. It's been a while. I got 2 kids now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, you work full time. You got 2 kids. You do all that
Yep.
stuff. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm sure you're very happy for
Yeah. Well, it
it.
comes in, both ways. Different
Yeah.
lifestyle.
So do you follow? Have you been? Do you have time to follow hockey still? Like, you
Oh
just
yeah.
put your
Oh
brain
yeah.
power towards it and everything.
No, I still turn on the games.
Right on, buddy.
No, my daughter, she's about, she's 2 and when I come home, she usually cries. The other day, hockey's only on every few days now. So the other day I had on, I don't know what it was, basketball or baseball or something. And she
Yeah.
said, Daddy, that's not hockey. Because like every day it was usually like, nope, nope, you can't watch Peppa Pig. Daddy's watching hockey, you know?
yeah.
And then I had something else on. She said, Daddy, that's not hockey. I said, I said, oh, it's still sports. Watching something.
She's trying to tell you that she's thinking she's got you figured so she can watch her thing because you're not watching hockey. So,
Yep.
right on. Right on. That's awesome. So, what are you thinking about these playoffs so far?
No, good. Good. I have a game 6, game 7 in this series. I have both teams 4-2, 4-3. So I'm profitable either way, but
Yeah.
I thought Vegas would win last game, so I bet them and I lost a little money doing that. So
Yeah. I just think Carolina is just burning them out, man. That's,
yeah, I
that's,
haven't bet them yet. I saw they're one -115. I bet the over 6. I mean, just it's been an over series. Everyone, they've been saying this, it might go under, it might go under, and
never
every
does.
game's been an over or a draw. So,
I need one more draw. I've got 3 draws in the series at plus 1500.
oh wow.
Yeah. I did have also I made money though because I had one game to go to double overtime at plus 260. So I got that. And so that but I really want one more draw. But I think Carolina wins it out here now. It's they're that Carolina with rest, and they've had so much rest this playoffs is better than the sum of their parts. They just
Man,
really,
I saw Jordan Stahl at plus 800 to win the Conn Smythe before last game, and
yeah,
I was like, and I didn't bet it. 'Cause I don't know what was going on, man. Because I was on him the other night. What saved him was I bet $20 for him to score a goal, and it was plus 400. I think it was plus like 500 on everybody else's book, but since I do a local, every like goal prop seems like it's like minus 100 less than what everyone else is getting. So I had Stahl at plus 400 and he
yeah,
cashed. And I'm at $80 and it saved a lot of my other props because I bet like $30 each on shot props and a lot of them lost. So I was like, man. So once he scored that, I thought I should bet him. I might have been the game before that. I don't know, but like I said before it was before last game. He was plus 800 for Conn Smythe, and I hesitated. I didn't do it. And now today he's minus 200 on my book. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then he scored a goal again. So I guess, no, I'm sorry, that was 2 games ago because last game I didn't bet him and he scored again. So it was actually 2 games ago when this happened. But
I,
he was plus 800 before the last game where he scored another goal. And then that's when I was like, holy shit, this guy. I thought he couldn't keep going, and I got lucky. I got in it and got out, I thought. And no, so that was game four, I guess I bet him for that goal. But game five, he scored another one. Man.
yeah, he's gonna win the heart. I think. Yeah. That's probably the
Yeah.
thing to bet now. Just bet him to win the heart, whatever
Well,
it's at.
I don't see the hard. I just see like the con smite. I just see the con
Or not,
smite.
I meant to say the con. Con.
Oh,
He's gonna
okay.
win the con.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna win the con. So if you're gonna bet Carolina now, bet him to win. He probably is at a plus 300 or something now. Is he?
No, I'm telling you, on my book, he's minus 200. So everybody
Oh,
else, he's
so don't
probably
bother
like,
with it. Don't bother with it now.
yeah, he's probably like minus 150, minus 130, maybe, because like I said, I get taxed extra for that kind of stuff.
Uh, yeah. So I already have him. I have him at plus 1500. So
Oh, man.
yeah, I already have him. I had Marner.
Nice.
I got Marner early. Uh, yeah. So, but I think Anaheim's finishing off. This has been a playoffs for me. I did well, but I learned I got to follow my gut more. This is one of those times where I talk myself out of things.
Yep, that's what I did with Vegas last game. Dude, I was on Carolina, like I wanted them to win the series. I thought they'd win the series, and Vegas came out strong in the beginning. I didn't know, but I still bet Carolina. I won. But then last game, I thought Vegas would win. I was just like, I don't know. I was like, yeah, they might win this one, and then Carolina wins it in seven, and this and that. No, Carolina came out and dominated, and I was like, of course they did. I mean, it wasn't even that they were home. That's why I downplayed they were home, and that's why I bet against them. But and I wanted the plus money. Carolina was minus 150. I don't want to lose minus 150 on them. And I had already lost with them previously. I forgot what game it was, but I did. So I was like, I don't want to pay that much juice.
Yeah, that was a gut one where my gut said Carolina, but my head went with the trend, and I wish I didn't. But I think it's my guts. I'm following my gut now. I think Carolina wins out. I think they win this one and they win the next one.
Yeah.
Or no, but no, sorry, they win this one. It's over, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think they win this one.
Right.
It's over. But I don't know if I want to bet it because it's that desperation time for Vegas at the same time. Just
Yeah, and they say
give me
that's
the
the
draw
hardest.
so I get my plus 1500. I got Hull
Yeah.
for over 1.5 shots, Stall for over 1.5 shots, parlay, and Carolina first 5 shots has been that's all I had to bet this year.
Yeah.
If I
Yeah.
just bet that this year, all my other bets don't matter because I
Right.
lost 5 units the last game because Vegas got the first five, but before that I was just like bang 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 bang. So whatever I get off of the rest of them don't matter. But so
That's good.
That's what I've got so far. I'm going to be on forecheck with Dre tomorrow at 10:30. His show for the forecheck.
Yeah, no, I was watching you, him, and Jonathan there for a minute.
JD is
I wouldn't
awesome.
I wouldn't catch y'all live, but I'd watch it while I was at work.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah,
catch up on some shop props and stuff, and of course the price had moved by then, but I'd get it on some of that stuff.
yeah. JD's awesome. Stat Master J. All right.
Yeah.
So what do you? I since you're on, this isn't really a betting show, but we had to talk about betting because we're both betters. But what since you're on, we'll talk. I talk about anything anybody wants to talk about when they get on. What do you think the Islanders are doing next year, dude? I know you're the big
I don't
Islanders
know.
fan.
I think we got to trim some fat, man. I mean, I think Anders Lee, if he wants term and money, he's got to go. Even if he wants term, he's got to go.
He's already.
I don't.
I think they've already said he's leaving. Like he
Yeah.
already.
Okay. Good. Yeah. I think he should because and he should go play in Minnesota where he's from, and that's all
Yep.
good.
It's
Fine.
probably where he's going to go. You know?
Yeah. Go ahead because we're not paying you 3 years at 6 million. You were just overpaid for the job you did. You know.
Yeah, he was a good soldier, man. He was a good player, but he's winding down now for sure. I don't
No,
think
he is. He's on the downtrend.
if they're
You
going to
know.
pay him six, there's no way they're getting Larkin. I don't think. Like,
But that's why. So this is why they traded for Braden Shen, albeit a very steep price. But I think that's what St. Louis was doing that on purpose. So if you get this high of a bargain for Braden Shen, that just boosts Kairu's price, Robert Thomas's price. Like I think that's all they were doing, and they plan on maybe moving these guys at the draft. I don't know because I know Kyrou has a no trade clause, so he might not want to leave anyways. I don't know about Robert Thomas, but I think that's what they
Thomas is off the
succeeded in.
market. Thomas is off the market. I predicted
Is it?
that.
Yeah,
You know what I think they did, and teams do this. I think they put Thomas out there, jacked his price way up. They've been trying to get rid of Shen for a long time, and they just
yeah,
wanted to get. So if you put Thomas out there, it's going to get the phones ringing, right?
right.
And then they said, they put a ridiculous price on Thomas. Although I love
They
Thomas,
did. They
don't get me
did. They
wrong,
did. Yeah.
it was extremely high. So that usually means they're not all that serious. I think they were trying to get the conversation going, saying, "Well, if you can't get Thomas, we got Shen over here."
Right.
And at first, I'm gonna play devil's advocate with the Islanders here because that was on the surface it looks like a terrible trade. However, it's possible that they did that so they had somebody there that Kyrou knows, and they're going to try to pick up Kyrou because maybe Shen. I don't know the dynamics of that room, but it's possible that Shen and Kyrou are really good friends,
Right. They've
especially if
both
their
been there a while.
wives love each other. If their wives love each other,
Oh,
you can be sure as
that's a no
shit.
brainer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe what they said was this could be the case too. Maybe what the Islanders said is, look, okay, we'll pay a really high price for Shen now, so you get a first in this draft, right? It isn't this draft that they get it, right?
It is. Yeah, they got
Yeah.
Colorado's pick. We got for
So,
Brock Nelson.
but when we go back to talks about Kyrou, you bring it down. So it's like a double trade. We'll take Shen
Yeah.
now. We'll take Shen off your hands now. We'll give you the first now. But when we come back to you and talk about Kyrou, I don't want to hear all this, whatever you're offering. And that's possible, or they just got Shen to draw Kyrou to them. Because Kyrou's only 27 years old. And if they want to do a quick rebuild, that's kind of the guys you want to get, right?
Right. Yeah.
In the
Yeah,
27.
we need a sniper. We need a guy that can put the puck in the net, not a guy that can dance around. That's why I don't mind the Barzell rumors swirling around. See what you can get for him. And if teams are calling, that's fine.
They might be
I
doing the
de-
same thing that St. Louis did. They might be throwing Barzell out there to see who else is who's out there. But
well, I think too the point of acquiring Shen was Anders Lee asking price was already too high for Darsh, so he decided to acquire Shen. Now, granted, he did give up a lot. I don't like giving up the first. I don't mind giving up the goalie prospect in Gildoff because we have this guy Gasman, who is supposedly going to be really good, but he already said his agent said he's not coming over to the Islanders to play backup. He's coming over to be this, he's coming over to be this number one. So, and we got Sorokin signed for an 8-year deal a year or two ago, and he's got a no movement clause. So, what do you do with that? You know?
yeah, I mean, I think if you're trading Barzell, it's got to be a complete rebuild, though.
No, well, if you no, well, Barzell doesn't score. He doesn't score. He doesn't shoot a lot. He does. Look,
He's still a
they say
75, 80 point player, though. I
he
mean,
wasn't last year. He was only that. We had one good year, and even Anders Lee had almost 30 goals that year. We had one good year. Now, look, we had Paul Mary hurt last year, top six forward. Which, look, he can put up 20 to 30 goals. He can get you 40 to 60 points, but he's also going to be a minus 20 on this season, which everybody says doesn't matter. But when you watch him, he doesn't play defense.
who's that?
Look, Paul Mary.
Oh, yeah, Palmieri's.
And he's
Well,
coming off an ACL, man. He's 35 years old. Is he
yeah,
even going
I
to
don't
have
know
it?
what he's going to be. I don't know what he's going to be. I
And
think
it's
with
it's
Palmieri, you got to hope that he hits it out of the park. His last full year he played, he had pretty good. He wasn't actually all that bad defensively, but up until then, I don't know. He's been not very good. That could have been just an outlier because he's not really very good.
right. No, that's whenever he played with Brock Nelson and Siplikov.
He's got a
And that's
lot of
whenever
skill and stuff, but I mean, I think you got to hope that he has a really stays healthy, and maybe at the deadline you can get something for him.
right.
But didn't
Well,
he give
yeah,
him a
yeah.
full? Didn't he get a full no move out of that?
No, I don't know. Well, I don't know because Lou signed him, so it's possible. Lou signs everybody to no movement clause. Every half the team's got a no movement clause. It's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, because Lou was all about team and family and all that kind of stuff
Right.
like that. Uh,
Which I think the Islanders trade Duclair. So there was an article not last year, but I guess at the trade deadline that said we tried to move him before the deadline, but he rejected it because he has a no movement clause. And Lou gave him that, but he gave him that because Patrick Wall vouched for him and said, "Oh, I played with him. I coached him in college or wherever he coached him, and he was a really good player." And there was drama from day one. He had dreadlocks. Lou said no hair like that, and then they scratched him. Then this guy goes and scores a hat trick, and then they keep scratching him. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Put him up on the top six. Let the guy play. See what he's got."
got a 16. He's got a 16 team no trade clause. 16 team.
I thought he had a
So
full no
half the
trade
league.
clause, and then this year it dropped off. I thought this year it dropped off to half
Yeah,
the league.
this year it's going. That's what I mean. This year it's dropping to a
Okay,
16
yeah,
team.
yeah, 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 exactly.
So they
So I
can
think
wait
we
till the
move him in the
deadline
off
and
season.
then they could wait
Right.
till the deadline to because everybody's going to want to know if he's can play. Like if he can be without if he has a good year up until the deadline, move him. I think that's what the Islanders are going to do. They're going to move a player like Palmieri. They're going to bring in prospects. They're going to try to balance it all out because it just seems like that ownership will not do a full rebuild.
The Knicks just won. Crazy, another comeback. Let's go.
It's over, right?
It's over. Yep, that's it.
They won
Knicks
the championship.
94 to 90. Yep. I had them
That's
plus
why
five, and
nobody's on. It's the freaking NBA Finals. I was just like,
I
where
had
is
them. Yeah,
everybody?
it's over now. But yeah, I'm
Uh,
just happy to finally get on. Every now and again, I see you guys live. I got my laptop charging, but I got my AirPods in. Usually, my headset from a PlayStation doesn't work on my laptop. I don't know what's going on with that, but
So before when you came on, I was talking about Hischier and him wanting 12 million.
That's pretty
And
high, but I don't
it
think
is, but
Tuck's worth. I don't think Tuck's worth 13 million. But and everyone says, oh, the
11
cap's
and a
going
half, I
up.
think he's going to get.
That's fine. 11. I mean, that's still kind of high. And what did he do in the playoffs?
Yeah, he didn't have a good
What did he do?
one
What did he do in
series.
the playoffs? You gonna
He,
pay him that much? I'd rather pay Benson. I'd rather pay Benson. If you're smart, you do what Carolina does. Dude, Carolina locked up Jackson Blake, and who's the other guy? Was it Stankoven they locked up for like
yeah,
6 million?
yeah. And they're going
I
to
mean,
do that
come
with
on.
Benson. They're going to do that with Benson. That's why they're letting Tuck go. But I mean, for a team out there that's looking to win, I like the Washington Capitals. Columbus Blue Jackets will pay 11 and a half, no problems.
Capitals.
They can't.
Yeah, Capitals. No, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh can sign him
I don't
because they're
think
trying to
so
win with
because
Crosby. You don't think they don't have the cap?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're trying to win with Crosby, but I don't know if they want to have that big of a contract after
I,
Crosby. I don't know. Honestly, I'm having a hard time figuring out what those guys are doing.
well, yeah. I don't. What about Robertson, Dallas?
Robertson, uh, I think they
You think
got to
he
sign
stay?
him.
So
They
the
got to
RF,
sign him.
the problem is the RFA for the salary. The RFA tag is too high because you're giving up like multiple first. I think a second or a third. Like
Three
you're giving up.
firsts, and they got to be
Oh no,
your own firsts.
no. Okay, no, that's too
I
much
think
for
New
that guy.
Jersey, if New Jersey can't sign Heischer, I think New Jersey's got their own firsts. I wouldn't be surprised if they went out and gave that a shot.
Dallas is shopping.
And what'll
They
happen is they'll go give it a shot. They'll talk to him, and Dallas will call him up and say, "Look,
Yep,
we don't want your firsts. Throw us Heischer,
yep.
Heischer. Let's go Hints Heischer for our
No,
Hints Robertson for
they're not
Heischer.
trading hints. They're not
Wow,
trading it. That's the number one center. That's the
Heischer's
number
better
one
than
center.
Heischer's
And
better than Hints,
yeah, but
man.
you need a depth because Duchesne and Sagan are old. They're
Well,
old.
well, you're getting Heischer, so you got the same depth.
Well,
But
not if you get
it's
rid of
not over
hints.
yet. It's not like that's not the whole trade. Hints Robertson for I'm just doing this off the top of my head. For
No, I hear it.
Heischer, Nemec. Nemec has also got to be
That's a defenseman. Yeah.
Nemec. They need D and Mercer.
How do you? I thought Nemec's cards sucked. I thought this guy's cards that he does.
He
I thought
does, but I mean he's
so.
super young too. Like he's got great skill. He just hasn't developed a defensive game yet. That doesn't mean he's not going to. It's probably never going to be great, but his offensive ability is really good. So maybe
Yeah.
Dallas won't go for it, but I don't
I
know.
think that I think they do
When
something with Larkin for Robertson,
no,
but the problem is Larkin's under contract. It's perfect for Dallas. He's under
Ro-
contract for like 7 million or 8 million, versus
Ro-
Robertson's going to have to get paid.
Robertson also if it's Detroit,
Hey,
Dude, is that Peanut?
it's
yeah,
Peanut
baby,
Day.
what's up?
What the hell, buddy?
I ain't seen you on here either. I don't want to. Hey, don't like my papa says. Don't
Oh,
start no shit
Jordan, do
on
you want
Pino
on?
shit. You
How
know what
you
I'm saying?
been, man? How you been? How's
Good.
the how's
What's
the
going on?
kid?
I got two kids now. What do you mean?
How's the kids?
Oh, they're good. They're sleeping. I think. Let me
That's
check the
cool,
camera.
buddy.
Yeah, they're sleeping.
There's
Heck yeah,
Jordan.
man. They're good.
Nice, buddy. Cool. Good to see you.
Yeah, man. I saw Canada. What happened? Did they win or did they draw? I thought they won.
They drawed
Soccer.
against Bosnia. Dude, I just
Oh,
finished
okay.
watching the Knicks win their first title in 53 years,
Oh,
man.
see, Pearlo. Pearlo said, I told him, I said, Knicks just won. He said, that's why nobody's on. He said,
Yeah,
everybody's watching
Yeah.
the
the NBA
NBA.
finals, and I was like, where is everybody? Oh yeah, I don't pay
Yeah.
attention to your sports side.
Yeah, I just had to lay some bets on the Turkey Australia World Cup match. It's coming on at 12 as well, so I had to
What do
get
you
some bets
got? What
in
do
for
you
them.
got? Who's bet? Who do you think's got it?
Dude, Australia is a good defensive team, so I got a correct score of 2-1 at plus 750 for Turkey in this game.
Oh,
Plus,
okay.
I got a little bit of a mix of everything, but
So
yeah,
so last match at the was 5 p.m. my time. Who was it? Damn, it wasn't the Qatar Switzerland. It was Qatar though plus 1300. They drawed. If you had them plus half a goal, I bet you cash good money.
yeah,
But
they scored like in the dying like minutes of the game too.
right, yeah, I
It's
saw
all
that,
been
but
low
I
scoring. It's all been low scoring in the World Cup of soccer so far. So like the
well,
over betters are losing.
except for USA
For
and
except for the
Paraguay, baby.
USA, yeah,
Hey,
they came out storming,
4-1.
but
No, what was I gonna say? So who else? Oh, Brazil and Morocco. I was listening to someone's YouTube. Might have been Andrew McGinnis with Carmine, the guy that does soccer a lot. I don't remember who it was, but somebody was like, they picked Morocco to win that group, and they played Brazil today. And I was like, I'm not laying minus 160 with Brazil. I'll just take Morocco at plus 425, and I'll take the draw at plus 275.
nice.
And the draw won.
Yeah,
So I was profitable. I was still profitable. I still won. Well,
yeah,
I don't know what it was, 80, 90 bucks, something like that. But
yeah. I took a
I
draw in
was
this Aussie Turkey game as well as a backup at plus 260.
see
And then I
exactly. The
took
backup's
Turkey
good.
2-1.
Oh, you took
Yeah.
Turkey? They're the underdog, aren't they? Or no, they're the favorite.
No, they're favored a bit, but Australia's got a good defense. They can protect the box apparently pretty good. You're not going to give Turkey a whole lot. So I think it's
All
going to
right.
be 2-1 Turkey or like a 1-1 draw, maybe. Yeah.
I'm having something to eat here. You don't want to watch that. So
Oh,
Oh,
you turn my camera.
yeah. What
Pearlo's
do you eat?
sacrificing a live chicken right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. He's got.
Rico, they got he sure wants 12, 12 and a half. What do you do?
Holy moly, that's damn.
It's a bit much. You got
I
Jack
think
Hughes. Tate McRae just broke up with Jack Hughes. You better,
It's a
he's gonna want
lot,
more
but
money now.
He made his analytics guy, and Heacher's analytics are really good. But I mean,
no, he's a
centers are hard to
great
get.
player, but he's
I
sure a
thought he was a
1C on a
shutdown
cup winning
center.
team. He reminds me of like a Joel Eriksson Ek.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I think X is better defensively. He's better offensively, but that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, he's an elite two, average above. I'd say above average one. Actually, he's really good. But you got to remember, Sheldon Keefe is his coach, so like fucking that's part of it too. It's
Yeah, I mean you
I think
build
they
up the
got.
middle and you almost need
I think they got to pay him. I think they.
I think so too. You need that 1-2C and then you got the Brats and you got the other guys just to fill out on their left and right wings and
Here's what I thought though. This is what
Yep.
we were talking about when you came in. Hintz, Robertson for Hischier, Nemec, Mercer, and a first or something like that. You got Robertson playing with Hughes. You got your second line center and Hintz. They get Hischier. They get the defenseman they need, and which is an upgrade over. And they still have Johnston. If they can't sign Robertson, I mean, if you're going to lose him anyways, you're going to have
Well,
to get a
Mercer, and the first makes it more intriguing, but I don't think Dallas trades hints. That's me.
yeah, I think Dallas resigns Robertson and with a healthy Hints, they probably would have went a little further in the playoffs this year.
But
He's,
Hintz can't stay healthy, so maybe they do trade him. I guess I don't
if
know
he's
because
asking for
he's always
14
hurt.
mil,
Hintz is always hurt in the playoffs. It seems
that's
like
right.
he's always questionable to be available.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I
So
mean. Yeah,
I
it's
mean, I
sort of
guess Dallas could. Dallas would be smart to rather have him than him for Heischer.
What
And then
about
Dallas can go out and get some wingers to play with those guys.
Well, they'd have Mercer.
And
I don't think Mercer's bad.
what about
Hughes is dying for a winger like Robertson to play with. Fuck, that would be an incredible combination.
what about I just saw this in my head. What about a trade involving Dylan Larkin
Yeah, you did.
and Robertson, Jim
I
Neal?
thought that too.
Two reasons why I don't think so. Because I think his camp is telling all the teams he's putting out there, like you can trade for him, but he won't be happy. He wants to go to
I don't
Minnesota.
know. I don't
Secondly,
know.
he wants to go to Minnesota. Period. End of story. That's where he
I
wants
don't
to go.
know. You
Secondly,
think
if Robertson
that's
is
third league, Pearlo?
Robertson has control here. If Detroit wants to trade for him, you say okay, but it's $17 million now. Why would you want to go to Detroit with no Larkin?
No, the Brinket's gone. Patrick Kane, he's old and washed up. Who cares? I wonder is Mo Sider
Kane signs
is
in
Mo
Minnesota. Kane signs in Minnesota with Larkin, and then DeBrincat signs in Minnesota at the end of his contract next year. Fucking, they grab them all. He just scooped Detroit right
no,
off.
that's not happening.
Yeah,
DeBrincat's going to
DeBrinket
be happy
chases
in
money.
Detroit. DeBrincat's got a family and he's raising a family and he's
so does
paid.
Larkin.
I don't think he's going to really want to leave anywhere. Patrick
Well,
Kane, maybe he'll jump ship to Buffalo, but
I think he goes a mini. We'll watch.
yeah.
You know why? Because I mean, they've been all talking to each other since the Olympics, man. Boldy, Faber, they were all on the Olympic team together. Guerin selected Larkin over Robertson and many
yeah,
other players. He's,
it's
you know,
true.
like they've been talking to each other. That's the reason why he gave them Florida and Vegas, because his agent called up all the teams and said, you know, are you interested in Larkin? They'll say, not really. Good. We'll use you as one of the teams. Because he wants to go to Mini. This is going to
We
go
know
down.
that for sure. It's going to be one of those things where Eisman says, just put your diaper back on. We're not trading you anywhere because we have all the power here.
Well, hey, hold on. Now that I'm on camera and I don't have enough. Oh, damn it! I dropped my camera. Now that I'm on, hold on. So I agree. Like something should be done if a player has a no movement clause and they request a trade. It should be half the league. You can have a 16 team no trade clause or whatever, but like other 16 teams, we're gonna let it's live. You can get
Yeah, but
traded to any of those guys.
you can
Number one, but
work that into the contract, Peanut. Eck has a deal like that. Eck has a deal where he has a no movement clause. Unless he asks for a trade, then he only has a 10-team no movement clause. So
I'm
general
saying
managers
too.
got to start doing that. If they don't, though, Larkin doesn't have that in his contract.
I'm saying like in the NHL, like the NHLPA, well,
No,
they're not going to
they're
be
not going to
for it,
do that. No way.
So
the
No way.
league, there should be some protection to the teams.
No,
But what I
it's
want to
not going to
say is,
happen.
where was the backlash
No, the
when
protection
Panarin?
is up to the
Hold on,
general manager.
listen. Okay, that's fine, Perlo. I get it. If that's the case, yeah, that's why Lou sucks because he handed out a bunch of no trade clauses and a bunch of 8-year fucking deals. And that's why we have Pierre Engvall for 7 more fucking years on the roster.
but
But
We
anyway,
talked about
Engvall's making Pearlo a lot of money as a Jaime sponsor, though.
funds,
fuck
dude.
Engvall. But what I want to say is Artemi Panarin did the same thing with the Rangers, and he wanted to go to LA, and he
Yeah.
got what he wanted on a very cheap deal. And I heard no one complaining. Why did no one complain on that? Because I thought that was BS.
Well, he apparently gave he entertained a whole bunch of teams. JD sent this
I
thing out.
I
It's
thought it was
true.
one team.
Go over to Jonathan Davis's Twitter and scroll down. His scroll down. They have this interview with a Russian interviewer was talking to him, And he said the reason why he didn't go to the other team, he didn't mention the team, and I know who the team was. Everybody knows who the team was.
Who's the
Was
team?
he,
Mention
he
it
does
now.
he didn't
Mention it
like their
now,
color. He
Pearlo.
didn't like
Mention it.
I will mention it. Just give me a second. He didn't like
Okay,
their
sorry.
colors. He said he couldn't play in those colors. He likes LA's jerseys better. That's what he said, for fuck's sakes. And that team was Seattle. Seattle
they got
offered him 14 million, 14 sheets, man, to go
Their
there.
logo's cool, but their bland jerseys. No.
Jordan's in the house. I don't know if he's on right now. Jordan, he was
Yo.
gonna. How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How are you?
Oh, we're good. We're talking. We're getting heated here now. I mean,
No.
the Larkin
who's heated? No one's heated. What's
I'm
going on?
getting heated. The Larkin topic is
Oh,
going to
we'll
not
turn your
go
air
on forever and
conditioner on,
ever, and that's
Pearlo.
good
Shit.
though. He's going to Minnesota. I'm telling you right now, he's going to Minnesota.
Hmm.
And yeah, Stevie Y can say, okay, then you got to come back. All right, just fuck up your team completely. If you're gonna, and also anybody that doesn't have Detroit on a no trade clause right now, they're on the no trade clause immediately.
Well, hold
Nobody's
on.
going
To
want to go
Rico's
to Detroit ever
to
again.
Rico's point, if the Brinket is raising a family in Detroit, if I'm the Brinket, I get paid top dollar to stay in Detroit.
Yeah, it's
You
possible
get
that
you
he
get
just.
paid you get paid 10 to 12 million now for a long-term deal.
It's possible that he does that, but but
Because
I think that if they do that to Larkin, he may go, fuck this.
so the thing is, they have to trade Larkin. So the same thing happened with the Islanders with Tavares. Tavares left free agency and he lied about wanting to stay. But at the end of the day, we signed Anders Lee to a big deal. We signed Matt Molson to a good sized deal because we had to keep somebody on the team. You know, your number one guy's leaving. You got to keep these other guys, and these other guys are asking for more money because they know you have it because the number one guy just left. So that's what's going to happen with Detroit. I think the
Well, this
Brinket's
trade
going to
hasn't
ask
been
for a
yet.
paycheck.
This trade hasn't been done yet because Yzerman has Bill Guerin by the short and curlies a little bit here too. That Bill
Yes.
Guerin wants this player,
Yes.
and Yzerman says we've got control of this player, and this is what we want for Dylan Larkin. And if you're not ready to meet those needs, we got the control over here. So I think Detroit's got to win this trade. They will win this trade. And Larkin's going to be happy, and Detroit's going to be happy. And Minnesota's in win now, and Detroit just took a step back in their rebuild.
I'll be shocked if Detroit wins this trade.
I just did another three-way trade that you might be interested
I mean,
in.
Larkin's not the best top 15 center in the league. Like everybody's talking like he's the best.
He's a top 15. He's a top 15. 14 somewhere
I don't
around
know
that.
if he's top
borderline.
15.
Exactly. So he's right
If
there.
I'm the Islanders, I'd trade Matthew Barzal for Larkin straight up.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
chance.
Right on,
Dude,
Jordan.
No chance.
Barzal can
No
fucking
chance.
skate. Barzal can skate. That's all he can fucking do is skate. Larkin can score you 30 goals a year, dude. Barzal can't do that shit. He can only get you first and second assists. That's it.
So?
With someone else doing the
That's not
job.
his style of game. He's a playmaker.
My bet is Barzal won't waive
Yeah,
to
a
go to
playmaker.
Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Barzal wouldn't waive to go to Detroit. I'm
No.
sure of it.
And I don't think Larkin would waive to go to the Islanders.
That's right.
Shit. We got
Absolutely.
Matthew Schaefer, baby. What are you talking about?
Absolutely. A sick
Anyone
player.
will waive.
That was a 2.3% chance of that happening. You guys fucking
Dude,
bomb.
what I think, low key, that shit might be rigged. Like, they drew Matthew Barzal's number. Matthew Barzal's number 13, was the third ball that we needed. And the fourth ball, I don't know what it was. I don't know if the 12 came before or after, but the 12 was Josh Bailey's number. I love Josh Bailey. Perfect player for the Islanders. We dished him to Chicago at the end of his career. He had a bad contract, but
Okay, here's the trade I had. I had a Vancouver one that I posted earlier, but I'll do the San Jose one. To Detroit, Misa from San Jose. To the Wild, Larkin. To the Sharks, Urov, Pelika, Spashik, and Wild's 2027 first.
wait, what are the Wild getting? Larkin?
Larkin.
What is
Detroit gets
Detroit
Misa.
getting?
Detroit gets Misa.
Misa? That's not a
And the
lot. I
Sharks.
don't know if Misa's gonna be anything, man. I
Yeah,
mean,
I agree.
Bro,
But
Peanut, man, he just had his first year in the NHL. How would you know?
yeah, you
I
can
don't. I'm
tell.
not saying
Guy
I
thinks he
know,
should have had
but
150 points. Like,
no, I don't think that.
Analytically
I don't think
speaking,
that. But
he's
the Sharks, the fact that the Sharks called them up and then fucking sent them back down and he couldn't
analytically
hang.
what do you
speaking.
mean? Peanut, you're
Whenever you got
woofing.
guys that
You're
like,
just saying
like when
anything, man.
who
They can't send him down. That you're lying. They can't send him down.
that,
He's 18 years old. He'd either be OHL or NHL. There's no sending him down.
bro.
He
He
never got
okay.
sent down this year.
I thought
He
they sent him
stayed in the
down, but they
NHL the
fucking
entire
No, he
scratched
year.
didn't
him.
go to the AHL.
They
He didn't go
scratched
to
him.
the
He
AHL.
can't go
They
to the AHL.
scratched him.
He went for a 2-week conditioning stint because he didn't play a certain stretch of games like in a row
Right.
for San Jose. So you can give a guy a
So
conditioning
how
stint
many
when he doesn't
games did he
play.
play? So how many
In the
games did he
NHL,
play?
I think he played like 55 or something like that. Maybe I don't
Oh,
know.
okay. Okay. So he
But
didn't do shit in 55 games.
Bro,
That
he's
hurts your argument
18
even
years
more.
old.
right,
Okay,
I'm
but he
Oh
was a
saying
my god.
high pick. Ben Kendall did more for fucking Pittsburgh than this guy did for San
Better
Jose, is what
team,
I'm saying.
better team.
No, it's not. No, it's
Pittsburgh's not better than
not.
San Jose.
No,
Oh man, I can't.
no.
I
yes,
just
San
put
they
on
are.
here and this guy, man, doesn't know
San
much about
Jose
this
has way
sport.
more talent. The motherfuckers,
Sure, maybe,
come on.
but not right now. They don't. You're telling me so Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Eric Carlson. Does
One
San
more
Jose have
year, they're
those
done.
caliber of
One
players right
more
now
year, they're
besides
done.
Celebrini?
One more year, they're done. One more year, they're done.
Misa,
But that's not what we were
Misa's
talking
not
about.
Misa's not
Even
trending to be an elite player.
Nice.
Analytically
Yeah.
speaking, he's
Okay.
not
Thank you.
trending to be elite player. But the thing is, the perception is because he was such a high draft pick that he is going to be above average number one. I
Frondell
have
looks
my
better.
doubts. I had my doubts when he was drafted, and I have my doubts now. But the perception is he is. This will look really good for Stevie Y to get this really high draft pick that could be a good number one, whatever, but it's something that they're not getting anywhere else. So they get Misa, the Wild get Larkin. That's what they want. He gets to go where he wants to. Sharks get Uroff, who could be a good 3C or 2. Pelika, who's really good. Detroit's giving up a lot here. Detroit, I mean, he looks like he could be good. We don't know. And then Spashik is man, and the 2027 first. Stevie Y should be comfortable with this trade. Wild should be Wild will love it. The Sharks, that it all depends on what they think of Pelika. And I mean, Pelika's trending to be a very good defenseman, and they can use that 2027 first to get into package for another defenseman. But it all depends on what San Jose thinks of Misa. They're an analytics team, a big analytics team. And I got the impression last year that they were kind of going, nah. I got that impression. And if they are, I think they would entertain possibly this deal. That's what I'm saying. Now, there's a lot of teams out there that'll still have Misa being top number one center in the league, and maybe he ends up being that way. He is only 18 years old, 19 years old. Yeah, he's super fast, but his speed and the way he you know what he reminds me of?
He's big and
I just
slow. He's
mentioned it.
not
He
fucking
reminds me
fast.
of maybe a
He's not
Barzal.
fast.
He
He's
might.
not fast at all. He's nowhere near Barzo. What are you talking about, Pearlo? He's slower than dog shit. That's his
No,
problem.
he's not. He's not
Like,
slow. He's got good speed, man.
yeah, there's some bad takes being flown on right now.
But I think he's somewhere around. I think he could be Barzal.
No
That's what I
way.
think he could
Yeah,
be.
I see Misa as like a 70-point guy. Not next year, but like when during his career.
Yeah,
Okay. Damn.
well,
That's okay.
could be.
70-point player.
I'd
Don't
say
think he'll
that's
be 100.
In
I'd
my
say that's a
defense,
ceiling. That's a ceiling.
Yeah.
I
if
could
that's
also
a
see him as
ceiling,
a
hold on,
50-60.
Pearlo. If that's a ceiling, Barzell's hit 100. So let's
No,
not
he hasn't.
play.
Never has. Never hit 100 points before.
What?
Never has in his career. He's hit 80, 85 was his highest, and it was the year Tavares
Oh,
was there.
okay.
I think that was
His
his
rookie year.
first year, wasn't it?
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
See,
no,
we overpaid his ass because Tavares left. Fucking $9 million, nine and change for that guy.
So
John
I
Tavares is a
think,
pigeon, though.
but that's kind of what I
Hey,
think's got to
you
happen.
won't catch me arguing with you about John Tavares unless
Yeah, I
you're a
know. Guy's a
Maple Leafs
fuck
fan.
guy. He did you guys dirty. Like I
Fucking pajama boy,
can't
fucking
respect that.
pajama boy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He,
legit.
I'm gonna resign with y'all, and then fucking
I hope we work something out. Fucking
yeah,
liar. He's a
I
yeah.
liar.
agree.
He's a
I totally
fucking
agree with you,
dirtbag.
Jordan. I
He's a
totally
fucking
And you
agree
know
with
what's
you.
hilarious?
dirtbag.
You know what's hilarious about him leaving is that literally the next 2 years in a row they went back to back conference finals without him.
Yeah, yeah.
And then what has Toronto done? They beat Ottawa one time in
No,
the first round.
no, yeah, exactly. Fuck him. I hope he dies. I hope not dies, but like I hope he loses for the rest of his career
guy,
in
guy just
fucking
sent Tavares a
Toronto.
death threat.
No,
But you
I
know
Love it.
what's
don't.
funny
That's
though?
not what I
You
meant.
know what's
I
funny
just
is
meant like I hope his
Toronto
career dies in
Toronto
Toronto.
fans got so upset about Marner because he didn't accept the trade to Carolina, yet they got Tavares on the same way.
Yep, absolutely.
Well,
He
even
did it.
worse,
He
because
did it
didn't they get a
Tavares.
little something from Marner?
Oh
They
Yeah,
didn't
wow,
get.
they got Nikolai Waugh for him.
Nick
Well, they got
Waugh.
fucking yeah, and
And
Well,
which
okay,
turned
well,
out to
which
be a
turned
2027 first. So
yeah, well,
exactly.
better
Well, there you
than
go.
better than what the Islanders got for Tavares.
exactly.
You
Yep.
fucking
You're
right,
not alone.
baby. Yeah, yeah. Nothing,
The
nothing.
Islanders got
Yeah.
absolutely fuck all for him, which is
And
he
then we
just
got fucking Lou Lamoriello who handed out no trade clauses to every fucking guy he signed for 8 years.
No, I agree with you though. I mean, there's no doubt he said, "Oh, I had a really hard time deciding." That was just
No,
bullshit.
fuck you. That's why they
That's
call him Pajama
bullshit.
Boy, because he was in
You
his
know full
fucking.
well Dubas was on the other phone saying, "Just hold out, relax. They don't want to get.
What? No,
Take your
Pearlo.
time with your decision."
Pearlo. I don't know if this is true. My father tells me this. I haven't heard the recording, but apparently Tavares said, like, no. He said he didn't want to weaken a team that he was going to. So that's why he,
weaken
kept
a
it.
team. He took $11 million.
Well, no, he didn't want to weaken Toronto as in force a trade to Toronto and then Islanders get something back. Now I haven't looked at that video. I haven't seen it myself.
Absolutely, he didn't want. He didn't. I mean, and in a way, I don't
He's a
blame a
boomer,
player
so
for
you got to
doing
be
it.
careful. They don't, but they might be getting spam information. They don't know what
I
AI
don't
is and
blame. I
shit.
don't blame a player for doing it because, like, why weaken the team you're going to go to? You know.
Exactly, exactly. No, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's like McDavid getting traded somewhere instead of just leaving for free agency. Why would he get traded to the team that's just going to give out a boatload for him? And all of a sudden he goes there and he's a lone man on the island.
Yeah. Yeah, and same as what's going on with Larkin. You decide what team you want to go to. You give them a whole bunch of teams that don't make sense for a trade, and then you force them to make a trade, a three-way, but like in this case, I like what Rico said. Garen doesn't want this to go into the offseason either, so he's going to throw whatever he can at this to get it done. So he'll get good value. A three-way trade will happen, and it won't be bad. Like I said, just this one where he picks up Misa. At least it looks good on the surface. He was a super high first pick, and there is a people think there's a lot of people that think he's still going to be like a top end number one center. So I have my doubts personally, and I know a lot of scouts that figured the same thing when he got drafted. So we'll see. Maybe we're wrong, but at least
He's not the best skater, is he, Misa? He doesn't seem
I
too
thought that these
fast.
He's a good
motherfuckers
skater.
say he skates like Barzell, bro. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I don't think that, but he's a good skater. He's not
Okay, so
Barzell like
what are his minuses as a player then?
I thought it was
well
his
his
probably
skating.
offense,
he's not good defensively.
his offensive reads. There, he doesn't
Well, it's
have the
tough to be
greatest.
good defensively when you're 18.
Yeah, I don't really
No,
put
no,
too much.
no, I don't even agree with that.
No,
There's tons of players that come into the league right away, good defensively. They probably aren't good offensively.
But they're known as defensive players and not offensively. Misa's
Well,
not an
maybe he's not
all-around
known as a
player, right?
defensive player, Rico.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got
what I'm saying.
155 points his last year in junior. That's not a defensive
Okay, well, I just
player.
asked you what his minuses are. Well, he's not good defensively, so okay.
Well, that was
I
my
mean,
very first thing. You know, want me to spiel off 15 different things at one
Let me
time?
let me bring it up here.
Get the
And
card, Pearl.
Perlo said something, so I didn't want to interrupt him.
Misa.
Fuck that card, Pearl. I don't
Yeah,
agree.
time
I
will
mean,
tell. I
Green.
mean, he's going to be better than Mason McTavish, isn't he?
Yeah, I
Oh,
would
don't
think
get
so.
Pearlo
Yeah.
started on McTavish, Rico. Holy shit, that's a landmine waiting to happen. I've seen the
Yeah.
tweets.
I'm just trying to see where we could see him being what type of player 5 years from now.
I think he. Well, let me think. I don't know. I don't think
Like
I
who's his
said
comp? Like who's his comp, Perlo? Like who's
yeah,
Misa's comp?
yeah.
Where
They
do you
got
think
it
his
on.
ceiling is, and where do you think his floor is?
You know what? His floor is like a Schwartz,
No, his floor is a
And that's
fucking
scary.
and his
extra.
and his
His
ceiling is
A
like
extra
Jaden
forward.
Schwartz, that's crazy.
He's a
that's his
winger. He
floor.
ain't too bad.
He
That's
could,
a
yeah. I mean, Schwartz when he got drafted was thought to be way better than he was. I'm saying that's his floor. That's as low as you can
So
go.
third line center on a
Not a
cup
bad,
winning team.
that's not a bad floor. you
Yeah.
know, it's
Yeah.
I thought you was talking about Jaden Schwartz for the Kraken.
He is.
He is.
He's a
Who
winger.
do you
He's
think
not
he was
Hey,
taking? The
that's
Schwartz
also
from
my opinion.
I don't
Spaceballs?
know, but you were like, oh, okay, a third line
Schwartz
center, and
played
he's
center.
not. He's a
Schwartz played
winger.
center as well,
I thought,
and
okay,
Misa can be a left
okay,
winger as well.
okay. I was gonna say, I mean, Meese is a center, but I thought Schwartz was like a left winger or something.
I'm trying to think of a better comp, but I cannot think one right now. Trying to think of like
Well,
I just don't
well,
think Smisa is way more offensive minded than Schwartz ever was.
Better
Schwartz is actually
shot too, I think.
a good 2-way player.
I think Hagen's is better player than Misa overall at the end of their careers. What do you think about that?
Tough
Huh?
to I don't know. That one's actually a little bit early for me to answer. I don't know.
Well, Frondell's for sure going to be better than fucking Meeson, so we can admit that, right?
Don't know. I honestly don't know yet.
What?
I can just go by what I was hearing from the scouts that I trust when he was drafted. He has the ability in junior. He had a lot of skills that put him over the top in junior, but they're not
Who?
really. They weren't really. They weren't really
This is
overly
Misa. I can
optimistic
already tell.
that they were going to translate into the NHL. It was like he could be a very perimeter player that that puts up like 50 points, something like that on the second line.
If that's all he does, then that's a horrible second overall pick. You need to be
Yeah, it's not, wouldn't be the
Well,
first
not
player
everybody can be Matthew Schaefer, am I right?
wouldn't be a first player to get drafted second overall to have that kind of production. Yeah, it's not. It's not what I'm sure it's not what San Jose projected when they made the pick. They didn't say, "Oh, good, we got a 50-point player."
No, look at fucking
He's not going to be a
Beckett.
50-point
Look at Beckett Seneca, man. Come on, what are we talking about right now?
Yeah, Beckett Seneca. Yeah, he was taken a higher off the board too. But
Yeah, like Easton Cowan was taken off like the top fucking row of the stadium. He had to walk down like 28 steps.
yeah, yeah.
Love those guys.
But
All right,
it'll
be
be
right
somewhere
back.
between a 60 and 70-point player.
Pearlo, don't kick me off. I'll be right back. Hold on.
Would you take Porter Martone ahead of Misa in the draft if it was
Yeah,
redone?
now it's easy to say that. Yeah,
What's her name? Rachel. You know that Rachel girl that's on the ice
I want to
guys?
hear this. I want to hear this. She's shitting on Vegas, boy. She don't like Carter Hart, does she?
Oh yeah. She's all just
Rachel's very opinionated, and
I
she's like,
And then
I
she
forget
turns her
about all
replies
that
off, bro.
stuff. I
She
just
turns her
pay
replies off. That's
attention.
what bothers me.
I just pay attention to her analytics. I don't care about her politics or anything like that. But
yeah.
she had Porter Martone as her projected was Rantanen, and that's pretty bang on. Pretty bang on. That where she'll go. She had him as a Rantanen type. I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he muted?
No, who's muted? Everyone.
I couldn't
I'll
hear
look it.
Perlo talk for a sec.
Oh no, we all lost connection. I think I lost connection for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah, Martone to Rantanen.
See,
That's
I
a
can't
pretty
hear
good
Rico right
comp.
now, and he's talking.
I can hear.
What's going on with my shit
Yeah,
then?
yeah, bro.
Can you?
I just heard him talk. I forgot what he said, but I heard him talk.
I just
Just
see his mouth
saying,
moving,
like
and he's not. I can't hear him.
what Perlo said with Porter Martone and Rantanen, that's a great comp.
Yeah, it was a great call.
Really? Fuck, I don't
I
know. I don't think
listened
it'd
to
be
her
that
quite a
good.
bit. Like her junior player analytics are very good.
Rantanen's good, but just think of Porter Martone in 10 years. And that
Yeah.
could be a
Yeah,
Rantanen. We're
can
not
he?
saying right now.
No, my question is like, can he take? Can he take the game over in Philly, or does he need
I think
help?
so.
That's my question.
I see a guy that has something like that in him. Yeah, I mean, he kicked ass pretty
I
quick.
mean, if
Well,
he does,
Rantanen needs help too, though. Rantanen needs help, but he'll take game over when it counts, and that's the type of player Porter Martone will be. He'll have a surrounding cast, but when the game counts as a playoff player, like I mean, he
Mm,
showed up still in the playoffs for Philly when
he was,
Dvorak and Cates
yeah,
and
yeah,
no, no,
yeah.
no,
Crosby and
he
those
did,
guys
he
were
did,
banged up.
We'll
he
see what
did,
he does for a full 82
he
when he's
did,
playing. Like everybody knows who he is and stuff like that, and just getting
Yeah,
full
and
attention.
he was getting in it. He was getting in it with some of those guys, and
Yeah,
everyone was like, "Letang's gonna fuck him up." I was like, "I wish he'd fuck Letang up, man. I hate Letang. Beat his
he's got
ass."
fire in his belly, all right. That's for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
Important off seasons for young players because they're still growing into their man body. Like Michael Misa in the off season, Martone in the off
yeah.
season. Like wait till you see Leo Carlson for Anaheim next year. He'd be even better. Cutter Goetze. Like all these
yeah,
young guys
yeah.
are just getting a little bit thicker every single year into their late teens, early 20s, and
I mean,
that's
Misa's
when
slick. Like
The only problem
he's
I
got
have with
great
Misa was
stick skills.
he's smooth. He's
He's
smooth.
smooth. That's the word I'm looking for. He's
I thought
very
he. I
smooth.
didn't know he played 55 fucking
It's
games. I
the
thought he got that
question
from the
is
minors.
what can he do in those tight areas and tight situations, and that's what the question was. If he's not able
Yeah.
to adapt to that, he could end up being a perimeter guy that
I need
puts
a
up,
beer.
you know what I mean? But if he does, then he could be fantastic. And the
And
fact
that
that
Perlo, and
it's,
that's where you get the Jaime separation with these guys. Either you can
yeah,
maneuver in tight corners, and when
that's
it's
right.
tight and you're either
Yeah,
slick or you're not. Like
yeah,
Beer, but
you're either going to be perimeter or you're getting right in there.
yeah, exactly. You want to, you don't want to be, just lubing on the outside. You want to get right in
Yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So that was what
No,
the scouts were saying. Now I don't know if that's going to be the case. If he's going to, like, he could. I've heard this before, and then the player just Zegras was kind of thought of that way, and I think Anaheim thought that way. And then he goes to Philadelphia, and look at the guy. He's
no,
driving
no,
to
no,
the
no,
net.
no, no, no,
He's
no. They
going
got
to the tough
Zegers for a
areas.
steal. They got Zegers for a steal.
Yeah, but I mean, these scouts were wrong about Zegras. That's what I'm trying to say. The guys I'm
Oh,
talking about, they were wrong about Zegras, but
mm.
sort of right because he didn't hit it till he got to Philadelphia, and then he started hitting it. So that's kind of what they're saying about Misa. So if Misa all of a sudden, like you said, grows into his man body and he does all those things that Zegras is doing, then you got a different player altogether. Though.
yeah. Be important next couple of years for these young players, man. Like Porter Martone. Like if he even gets better, Philly's gonna have
I think
a beauty
Schaefer's going to
there.
have well, we already talked about that. A little
Yeah.
more difficult time with DeBoer as a coach, and everybody's going to know who he is next year. Like he's not fooling anybody.
Yeah, they'll stick the winger right on his point. Somebody will be on him, and he'll have to walk the line. He'll have to maneuver. He'll have to drop the puck down, get it back up to him,
Right.
be a little more physical. There'll be a lot more players playing closer to him next year.
Yeah, and the Islanders aren't really like a team that gives you the greatest support for a defenseman either. So It's going to be interesting to see what he does. And you know, like the first year you're running on freaking, you're running on.
What? Say what? What I hear about the Islanders? Say what?
I said I think it's going to be more difficult for Schaefer next year than this year.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, he took the most hits in the league. We'll take
And
more next year.
DeBoer is not really the coach I want to be coaching a guy like that. I think Wall was a great coach.
No, Wall wasn't a great coach.
Yeah, he was, man.
Fuck him.
If they play,
Wall had no system. It was fucking balls to the wall.
Yeah, they had a system. His system was an aggressive offensive system because he had a shitty defense. He was just using the team that he had. He had a shitty defense.
He doesn't have a shitty defense. Like Barry Trotz said, we have no offense. We have a defense. We have no offense. He said the offense thinks they're better than they are. The defense doesn't think they're as good as they are. And that's why we played a defensive system under Trotz. And we have the same fucking guys. We have the same guys we do now. Yes,
how many years older, man? Pelich isn't a number one defenseman anymore. He's a number two.
Let's fucking trade him to San Jose for Eklund.
I wouldn't do
that's not happening. No, you'd have to throw something else there. But you know who else could have maybe a tough time under DeBoer is Emil Heineman.
Yeah. He's going to put him on the third line for sure. Third line, fourth line. He's not going to be able to play up there like Wall was playing him. He's not going to get 25 goals next year.
I was muted the whole time. I was muted.
Did he have 22 goals last year?
Listen, I'm sorry. I was muted the whole time after I heard the Heineman shit. Listen, this is what
Heineman's not scoring 22 goals next year. No way.
No, he's a third line winger. He's a third line scorer. It's perfectly fine. Whenever we moved him up to the first line, he didn't do nothing. He couldn't do anything because he's playing against top end talent. You got to put the guy on the third line. You got to put the guy on the third line, let him face lesser talent, and let him score his 20 goals.
He's not going to get 20 next year. He got most of those goals when he was on the top line last year.
No, he didn't. He got him all on the third line.
Played him on the top line all the time.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. That was at the end of the year. That was at the end of the year, Pearlo. Pearlo, I watched this team. Believe me.
We were betting Heineman for a goal.
Go look at his goals. Go look at his goals. It's all JG Pajot assists and probably Anders Lee on the third line. We
were betting Heineman for a goal all early.
And he never got it. He got you one. He got you one on the top line. He got you one on.
He got most of his goals the first. He went on a run when they went on that road trip. Heineman got how many goals when they went on that crazy road trip and beat everybody in bad spots and burnt themselves out. I remember when they said when they did that, I'm like, that's going to affect them for the whole year.
It wasn't on top line. When he scored his goals, he was on the third line. I'm telling you. Look, if you could AI search it right now, I'd love to know. Because I promise you, he was on the third line for most of his goals this year. He didn't do anything when he got moved up to the top lines. He maybe got you one or two. That was it. He was on a dry, cold spell.
He was on the under third line.
I was trying to think of a good joke there, but I couldn't get one out. So he was on a cold spell. I'm telling you, can't play top 6 minutes. He's not talented enough. He belongs on the bottom 6 where he can score you 20 goals. You put him in the top 6, he's not going to get you 20.
Don't get me wrong, I like the Islanders.
Is Turkey on yet? Oh, dude, I love the Islanders.
They're not making the playoffs next year. Not a chance.
Pearlo, quit hating, bro. Come on. Pearlo. I thought we were home.
Dude, they're going to be fighting between Philly and Washington and the Rangers. Like that whole.
Yeah, but you got to think Washington takes a step back, no? They're older than the fucking Islanders. I mean, come on, they got Riley Leonard. Okay, he'll be lucky. Heineman will outscore Riley Leonard.
Dude, you could bunch in Columbus, Philly, the Rangers, the Islanders,
No,
and the Capitals.
Columbus.
You could throw.
Columbus.
His
Columbus will
number
be
one line
fighting.
mates last year, as far as playing time is concerned, were Drouin and Bo Horvat.
I don't buy that shit. We traded Druid.
How did
How
you
did
watch
that
that
work?
all year last year and not see that Small was playing him on the top fucking line?
No bullshit.
Same reason
Bullshit.
why you sent me, you Islanders fans sent me like 50 2-on-1s that Dodson was fucking doing, and I couldn't
Dobson
believe it.
sucks, Pearlo. Dobson
2-1,
sucks in
50
Montreal. You didn't
2-on-1s.
see it. You didn't see it in Montreal. You
I
didn't
did
see
see it in Montreal.
weak,
I called
weak
it.
on
I
the stick.
called it in Montreal. I said he's going to play man-on-man defense in Montreal. He's
He's
not going to look.
soft.
He's not going to look good in the
He's
island. You guys kept on sending me these 2-on-1s. I'm like, how does a guy play 40 fucking 2-on-1s in one season? And yet you're bitching about him, but not his
no,
defense partner. So
no. That was all
where was his defense
Pearlo.
partner this whole time?
Pearlo. How many
Answer
goals
my
did he give
question.
up?
Where was
How
his
many?
defense partner the whole time you're
He was
giving me all
there.
these
He was
2-on-1?
there. There was look, Dobson missed his guy several times coming back. Coming back to where he
Sure,
was too far up the
he
ice to
was
begin
in the
with.
2-on-1. His defense partner wasn't.
There was one play where he was on a 2-on-1 and he still fucked it up because they missed the net and he got stuck behind the net instead of in front of the net when no one
He,
else was there.
he was
When you're the
terrible at
only guy back,
2-on-1s.
you
I'll give
can't
you
chase the
that.
puck behind the net.
But at
Oh,
least
he's
he was
terrible.
there.
He's terrible on 5-on-5 hockey. I'm
No,
telling you,
he's not.
Montreal Canadiens will not win the Stanley Cup with Noah Dobson on the
Yes,
roster. He's
Dobson will
too
be
fucking
fine.
soft. He's too
He'll
soft at the
he'll be a
playoffs.
2 right D when they're ready to win.
Absolutely, he'll be fine.
He's too soft.
Yeah, he's soft. You don't have to be. You don't have to be a fucking brute to be a great defensive.
You don't, but you have to clear your own net. You have to win puck battles, and you have to control the puck on the blue line, and he does none of those.
Joe, okay.
None.
Do you think Slavin is a great defenseman?
I do. I think
He
he's
has
good.
he has some of the
not
least.
great. I think he's good. I don't think he's great.
He
Everyone
has some of
loves
the
Slavin.
least amount of hits and the
I
least
would-
amount of block shots in the NHL.
I would say
every single
McCarr.
year.
I would say McCarr's a great defenseman. That's what I would say. I wouldn't say Slavin's a great defenseman.
I think Dobson will be fine. It's just I said he was going to struggle in Montreal because they play man on man and it's a different system and it's going to take him a while to adjust to.
Yeah, $9 million. Yeah, good luck with
It's
that.
going to take a while to adjust it, but he'll be fine next year. I bet
He wanted 11 from the Islanders, and everyone thinks we should have signed him.
Well, because he didn't want to sign in the island.
Well, exactly. So what's the problem with trading?
That's what Robertson's going to do to Detroit if they try to trade for him.
Well, yeah, they'd have to agree on a contract first, kind of thing. And I don't even know if that's tampering or not at that point. I don't know how the NHL works.
No, they'd have to. Dallas would have to allow them to talk to him.
Right. Yeah, and they would. They'd have to reach a big agreement. It'd be 15. It'd be more than maybe more than Kaprizov money or right at Kaprizov money. Maybe that's all he wants. Maybe he wants money.
He wants 14 million and he's 14 million in Dallas.
14's too much.
But
14's
but I mean that's his ask. He'll probably go 13. And if they don't want to pay that, if Detroit tries to trade for him, he's going to say, okay, for Detroit, I'll go 17, which is basically him saying, I don't want to go to Detroit.
But if they'll match it, I bet. They got to have salary cap. They got nobody. They got Mo Sider now. Larkin will be gone. And he's only, what, $7-8 million? They had a bargain. They had a bargain with him, man. They should have brought in more talent. But to your point, who wants to go to Detroit? Who wants to play for the Red Bulls?
They haven't made the playoffs in 10 years. The only guys that want to go there is like Ben Sherratt, Mason Appleton,
It's guys trying to keep a job and guys at the end of their career. That's where they want to go. They're like,
Yeah,
okay, I can if I can play here and get some starting minutes, this
right.
is where I'll play. You know.
Exactly. That's where Stevie Y is kind of in it. It's when you do a deep rebuild like that and you don't get lotto luck and you miss by taking Zadina instead of Hughes, this is where you're at. It's
Yeah.
tough.
I mean, Detroit used to buy their way out of problems too. When there was no salary cap,
Oh
like
yeah.
early mid
Yeah.
'90s, they had Verbeek, Shanahan, Hall, Robitaille over the years. Like you name the players, Brett Hull, Chris Chelios. Like you name the guys that went to Detroit. They
Yeah.
bought those teams.
They couldn't. Yeah. Remember when Brendan Shannon got traded to Hartford and he got off the plane and said, "Yeah, fuck this," and they trade that.
Yeah.
Then he went to Detroit and they traded him for. They got
Keith Primo.
Keith Primo. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Shanahan's like, I'm not fucking playing in Hartford. Shanahan
Stupidest.
for Pronger.
The stupidest trade was the Chris Pronger trade for Hartford. That just fucking killed them. And they lost.
That was the one that sent Hartford to sent Pronger to St. Louis for Shanahan, right?
Shanahan. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was stupid. That was so stupid. And Pronger wanted to stay there. If Pronger would have stayed in Hartford, they would have had a chance to still have an organization. Best defenseman I ever saw. Besides maybe Nicholas.
Ooh, Chris Pronger?
Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely.
Come on.
I put him right with Lidstrom, just two different styles, but I never saw a guy. Pronger didn't even need a defense partner. Like he was fucking incredible, man.
Yeah, in that age, when Anaheim won the cup in 09, Pronger and Niedermeyer played like over half the game, like 3/4 of the game. Francois Beauchemin came over the boards once in a while, and I think Sean McDonough or whatever the hell his name was, he played like minuscule. But it was like Pronger and Niedermeyer on the ice. And as soon as they got tired, they just went out for a quick breather and right back on the ice.
Yeah, that was
like
crazy.
when those guys went to Anaheim, it was over.
When Pronger brought Edmonton to the finals that one year, it was all fucking Pronger. Couldn't get around the guy. Incredible player around. He was unbelievable. And physical, could fight. He was mean. He was dirty.
You wouldn't go to the front of the net. If Pronger was in the defensive zone, you wouldn't go near the net. Like you would not get anywhere near. And then Niedermeyer would just grab the puck and go up the ice.
Oh yeah, the Chelios, Lidstrom, Niedermeyer, Pronger, the two best defense pairs I ever saw. I'm not saying they're the best ever because I didn't watch everything ever.
Well, because we got Matthew Schaefer coming up, baby. That's why.
I know, dude. You need a right D for Schaefer now.
Yeah.
Or left D.
You need another D, that's for sure.
Anybody, somebody.
We need a bunch. We need a bunch of defensemen. They're all too fucking old. That's why I say trade them now. Who cares?
Yeah.
Look, Pete DeBoer already came in and said Isaiah George looks like an NHL defenseman. You know how many games Isaiah George played under Wall? Probably like 3. You know, if you got a head coach coming in and saying this guy belongs in the NHL and the previous coach didn't play him, I don't know. We'll see.
Romanov's coming back, isn't he?
He is.
How's he going to be? He was trending the right direction, but we'll see how he is after this.
I don't think he was trending the right direction. He was kind of trending the other way before he got hurt.
No, I think he got his last year. He was not too bad.
He got hurt in Dallas at the game I was fucking at, and then fucking Stars fans try to jump me and my dad leaving the fucking stadium. I'm telling you, Stars fans are fucking. Yes, I swear to God, these two guys were walking down the street, leaving the stadium, and they cut in front of me and my dad, and we're like, I don't, whatever. And they start fucking talking shit and yapping and this and that. Yeah, they try to start some shit. And then
did you have Islander jerseys on in Dallas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Sorokin, and my dad had just a regular like home Islanders jersey. I think he wore.
Yeah, so just some drunk guys just trying to be idiots.
Just some drunk guys. But listen, we were in the stands too. We were in the fucking like right on the second level, front row type shit, and we had some guys behind us who were cool. Well, it was the one guy. He was with some chick, and they were with a pretty big group too. But uh, we were talking throughout the game. Everything was cool, and there was some scrums going on in like the first period or towards the end of the first. Maybe it was the second, and everyone was fucking ganging up on JG Pajot. And I was like, hey, take it easy. He's fucking small. He's small. Take it easy. He's a little guy. And then the guy that we were cool with, fucking every other second before this, was like, you're fucking small too. And then I'll turn around, I was like, what? And then the girl he was with was like, oh my God, what's happening? And he didn't say nothing. And then that was the end of it. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on with these people out here in Dallas? I, I've said before on the Betcast, on the Ice Guys show, they're fucking dicks. And sure enough, when I was leaving the stadium, first of all, some kid runs up in my face, said, fuck you, bullshit call, or whatever. And then he keeps running by me. And then, like I said, at the end, there's two guys trying to fight me and my dad, talking shit, wanting to start something. And my dad was like, no, we're going to the car. He's fucking 60 years old. I mean, come on.
Anyways, we're hit our 2-hour mark. I'm going to go on Spaces after this. So thanks for coming on, Peanut.
All right.
Sorry, Jordan, I didn't get you back on again. But right on. It was nice to see you again, Peanut.
All right.
I'm going to go on Spaces.
Peanut's
after
a
this.
man. Good to see you,
Everybody that's
buddy.
out there listening
Man.
right now, catch us on Spaces. This has been Rico and Pearlo's House of Jaime's NHL Takes Frolic. Talk to you next time. Get all Jaime's up. Oh, tomorrow morning, 10:30. Rico and Pearlo's House of Exotic. Oh, no, sorry. The forecheck with Dre Martinez. I'll be on with JD and get all our bets for the Carolina game. Carolina Vegas game. Kind of figure out who I think is going to win tomorrow. Talk to you tomorrow, everybody. Okay, bye.